Our movie begins in a small village in China. A little girl was playing by the lake while her father was preparing to go fishing. He stepped into the water with his net. His daughter began crying because she was upset that her father would go into the water to work and leave her behind. So he came out of the water, sat down, and played with her, making funny faces and movements that made the girl laugh and feel happy. Suddenly, her father convulsed in the water. Something beneath the surface was pulling him, dragging him deeper. The little girl kept laughing, thinking her father was still playing with her. She had no idea he was in danger until he disappeared, and only blood rose to the surface. The girl burst into tears, and the villagers quickly gathered and called for a demon hunter. The demon hunter recited some spells and threw a bomb into the water, causing a huge explosion. The villagers stood anxiously as they saw a giant manta ray float to the surface. The hunter declared that a demon had possessed the fish, and that this was the creature that killed the man in the water. The villagers thanked the hunter for slaying the monster, but one man among them interrupted, saying that the creature wasn't a demon at all. That man's name was Tang, and he was also a demon hunter, well trained. When the other demon hunter heard Tang's opinion, he immediately attacked him, accusing him of conspiring with demons. The villagers then turned against Tang with brutality, tied him up, and hung him as punishment. Believing the water was safe now, they all went swimming. Tang, still bound, watched in frustration. Soon, however, the villagers' celebration was cut short when a monster appeared and swallowed a woman whole. The villagers panicked, ran to escape, and thought they would be safe outside the water, but they were wrong. The monster began hunting them with its tongue. The little girl tried to run toward her mother, but the monster stretched out its tongue to grab her. The villagers pulled at the girl with all their strength and managed to tear off the monster's tongue, holding the girl by the edge of the bridge. But then the monster leaped out and swallowed the girl. Her mother went insane with grief and jumped into the water, desperately trying to save her daughter. Meanwhile, Tang was trying to chew through the ropes to free himself. The mother froze in terror when she saw the massive monster face to face in the water. It glared at her furiously as she begged it to return her daughter. Of course, the monster didn't listen. It devoured her and smashed the buildings around, causing the villagers to lose their balance and slip. One little boy slid toward the lake, but luckily, Tang had just broken free. He jumped onto the bridge and onto a wooden plank, allowing the boy to slide toward him. Tang grabbed the boy just as the monster emerged. Using the monster's own weight, Tang managed to escape at the last second. The beast got stuck on the plank, and Tang leapt to safety with the child, returning him safely to his mother. Meanwhile, the fake demon hunter was hiding like a coward among the people. Suddenly, a huge woman who had been terrified tried to run, but because of her weight, each step shook the ground like an earthquake. She jumped toward the monster, landing on the plank and launching the beast into the air. The monster came crashing down, right on top of the fake demon hunter, just as he was about to flee. Because it was now outside of the water, the monster began to die, and suddenly it transformed into an ordinary young man who didn't look threatening at all. The villagers, still angry, wanted to kill him, but Tang stopped them, saying, "I have a better solution." He brought out musical instruments and a book of songs, ready to use his talent in music to turn the evil inside the young man into goodness. Tang began to sing, but his voice was so terrible that everyone, both the young man and the villagers, was confused. Even the lyrics and his performance were so bad that the demon youth almost went mad. In a rage, he attacked Tang violently, smashing everything around him. Just before he could kill Tang, a woman appeared. She grabbed the young man by the hair, dragged him, and beat him down. Then she sealed the demon inside a magical bag, transforming it into a small toy. This woman's name was Duan, and it turned out that she was also a demon hunter. Tang showed her the tools he used to fight demons, but Duan laughed at him. The villagers all thanked her for saving them. Tang felt humiliated and cried because he had failed, but his master comforted him, saying, "Do not be upset. It's not easy at all to turn evil into good." He also told him there was another demon they had to defeat, one that lived in a nearby restaurant and served human flesh to people. That night, Tang arrived at the restaurant and saw many customers enjoying the food. A woman welcomed him and showed him the place, but Tang could see through her disguise. He told her, "Show your true form." The demon inside her imping every demon in the restaurant, killing them all using her rings. Duan got angry and demanded that the head of the place come out. At the same time, a young man was sneaking up behind her to attack, but Duan noticed him right away and struck the demon. The two of them fought and exchanged blows, but Duan had the upper hand and managed to defeat him. She summoned several rings and started launching them at the demon, aiming at his face. The rings cut into his skin until a pig's snout appeared on his face. The demon grabbed a shovel and blocked all her attacks, moving closer and closer to Duan. Then he leapt into the air to strike strike her with the shovel using all his strength. Duan tried to defend herself, pulling out smaller rings to block his attack, but they weren't strong enough. The shovel came down on her body. She quickly escaped before being killed, then jumped behind the demon, grabbed him by the neck, and kicked him. His true face appeared, revealing that he was a demon disguised as a pig. Duan held the demon's arms tightly, stopping him from moving, and called out to Tang to come help her trap him. The demon reacted just like before, and Tang was supposed to absorb the pig demon's soul. Tang tried to summon the courage within himself to finish the mission, but when he looked at the pig's hideous face, he lost heart. By accident, Tang fell onto the pig's face and nearly kissed him, causing the demon's soul to enter his mouth. Quickly, Duan pulled the demon's soul out of Tang's mouth and sealed it inside her magic sack. But this demon was far too powerful, and the magic sack couldn't hold him. He grew larger and larger until his true form as a gigantic pig appeared. Tang and Duan ran as the building collapsed behind them, finally escaping to a nearby lake. There, Duan began suffering from her wound. She removed her clothes in front of Tang and asked him to press on the wound to stop the bleeding. Tang did so without hesitation, but his mind wandered off and he forgot she was bleeding. Duan closed her eyes, expecting Tang to kiss her, but he didn't. He remembered that he was a monk, so he left her and walked away. The next day, Tang went to his master and admitted that he had failed again in his mission. His master told him that in order to defeat the pig demon, he needed help from the king of demons, whose name was Wukong. All the demon hunters had sealed Wukong beneath a giant mountain 500 years ago. That night, Tang traveled to the mountain, but suddenly fell into a trap set by 5 people. It turned out the 5 were working with Duan. Duan wanted to force Tang to marry her, but he refused, and told her that as a monk, his duty was to love all people equally. He couldn't marry and love his wife more than everyone else. Duan grew angry at his words, ordered him imprisoned, and sat down to think of a way to make him fall in love with her. Her sister came to her and advised her to be more feminine and dance for him to win his attention. Duan tried to dance, but she failed miserably, so her sister cast a spell on her to control her dancing and make her appealing to Tang. Duan went to Tang's cell, but the plan failed, and the spell malfunctioned, making her hit Tang uncontrollably. By accident, the spell transferred to Tang instead. Duan's sister then began her plan outside and danced, and Tang's body started moving in sync with hers. The guards stood watching him dance, mocking him because he was also stripping off his clothes while he danced. They rushed in and beat him up, but Duan's sister intervened, stopped them, and explained what had happened. After all this chaos, the pig demon reappeared. The whole group jumped into their cart and tried to escape, but the demon chased after them. When Duan saw him approaching, she pushed Tang out of the cart just before the pig collided with it and destroyed it. No one was seriously hurt from the crash, but the demon surrounded them, unwilling to forget what Tang and Duan had done to him. He was ready for revenge, and suddenly, a figure appeared, radiating the aura of a tiger. He begins attacking the demon and manages to overpower it. He lifts the pig into the air and kicks it, forcing the pig to run away before it dies. It turns out that this man is also a demon hunter, accompanied by an old man named Mighty Foot, as well as a prince with his 4 maids, who keep throwing flowers at him all the time. The prince says that the 3 of them came to fight the pig demon and destroy it. Tang gets upset after hearing this and tells them, "You hunt demons only for money and to show off, but you don't deserve to be demon hunters." He then tells Duan to give him back his book of songs. He yells at her, saying she completely wasted his time. Duan gets angry, pulls out the book, and tears it apart in front of Tang. She shouts at him furiously, saying, "You are nothing without me. The whole province would have been dead long ago if it weren't for me." Tang stands up without saying a word. He watches Duan as she tries to flirt with the prince to make him jealous, but he doesn't care and just walks away, while Duan looks at him upset. After traveling for a long time, Tang finally reaches the mount. The place is full of lotus flowers. Even though the lake doesn't have any water at all, he sees a huge lotus flower coming down from a giant hole, and when he goes down into the hole, he finds a crazy-looking man hugging him and kissing him. Tang realizes that this must be Wukong, the person the master had told him about. Tang asks him for help in defeating the pig demon, but the man is only interested in escaping from that place. He tries to trick Tang into breaking the spell that imprisoned him, claiming, "I can kill the pig demon." But Tang doesn't fall for the tricks and refuses to free him. Out of desperation, Wukong tries to escape from the cave, but fails. The ropes shock him with electricity and whip him for his disobedience. Tang feels pity for the man and gives him a banana to eat. The man calms down a little since he hadn't eaten for a long time. He then tells Tang the way to defeat the pig demon. The pig demon loved his wife deeply, so they needed a beautiful woman to dance under the moonlight. That woman would lure the pig demon into the cave, and then they could trap him. Suddenly, Duan enters the cave after overhearing their plan and offers to be the bait for the pig demon, volunteering to dance under the moonlight. Tang doesn't like this and asks her to leave, while Wukong flirts with her and starts teaching her how to dance. At that moment, Tang realizes that he truly loves Duan, as he feels jealous watching Wukong dance with her. That night, Duan begins to dance under the moonlight, while Tang plays music for her. Tang falls in love with her as he watches her dance. Suddenly, they hear a sound in the distance. The pig demon has arrived. Wukong starts talking to the pig from inside the cave. The pig sticks his head inside, wanting to come in, and without realizing it, he enters completely because of the magic seal. Thanks to Duan's ability, she transforms the pig demon into a toy toy and gives Tang both demon toys so he can use his musical method to try to turn evil into good. She slips a ring onto Tang's finger, hoping to marry, but Tang gets upset and dislikes the idea. He would rather cut off his finger than enter into a relationship. When Duan saw his reaction, she took the ring from him and gave him his music book after she had fixed it. But Tang grew angrier and refused to take the book. After that, Duan got upset with him, felt insulted, and walked away crying, promising him that she would never see him again. Tang then left the cave and looked sadly at the moonlight, realizing that he truly loved her. He then heard Wukong calling him from inside the cave, asking him for a favor, to remove the mercury flower that was blocking the moonlight. When Tang did so, he found that the flower caught fire, and soon all the flowers in the place ignited, causing the cave to collapse. Wukong, still trapped below, laughed as he was freed, transforming into a ball of fire that descended in front of Tang. He grabbed Tang and threw him, then caught him again before he could fall, laughing at how he had tricked Tang into setting him free. Tang said to the Demon King, "You will not escape, because the Buddha King sees everything." But Wukong grew furious, grabbed Tang's hair, and tore it out until not a single strand was left. He was frustrated because Tang's will was still strong. Suddenly, the Demon King sensed someone behind him, and when he turned, he saw the 3 hunters had arrived. The Northern King prepared to attack the Demon King, but Wukong quickly leapt on him and killed him instantly. Mighty Foot saw what happened, transformed into a huge man, and struck the Demon King, knocking him down. Mighty Foot then leapt into the air and came crashing down on Wukong, but the Demon King pierced his leg. Then he jumped again and struck Mighty Foot, finishing him off and throwing him towards the prince. The prince ordered his attendants to carry the old man away. Then he began using his powers, hurling countless swords at the Demon King. Wukong was forced to fly into the air to escape, but the weapons chased him everywhere, attacking him no matter where he went. The Demon King drew his weapon and began shattering the swords, but the prince gathered them all into a single sword and attacked the Demon King with it. The strike was so powerful it broke the demon's staff, but when the sword struck, it itself shattered completely, breaking into fragments. The prince attacked, releasing destructive sound waves, and from behind them appeared a glowing aura and a giant gorilla. The sound waves disintegrated the prince into dust. The demon then went toward Tang, but suddenly Duan appeared, attacking the demon and defending Tang despite everything Tang had said to her. She was still protecting him. She began striking Wukong with her rings, but all of them evaporated when they hit him. She rushed at Wukong to attack, but he easily stopped her, slapped her across the face, and threw her far away. Tang ran to Duan, deeply distressed for her. She whispered to him, "Do you love me?" Tang wept, telling her he had loved her since the first moment he saw her. Duan died after hearing Tang's confession, with tears in her eyes. Tang took the ring from her and wore it. Wukong seized his body, hurled it into the air, and exploded it into a million pieces. Suddenly, the demon sensed something was wrong and stepped back. He saw Tang had separated from his human nature and had begun reading the book Duan had repaired, reciting the words written within. A colossal Buddha statue appeared, gazing down upon the planet. That giant statue extended its palm toward the earth, causing a massive earthquake as its hand entered the atmosphere, its palm blazing with fire. Seeing this, Wukong refused to surrender. He gathered all his strength to resist the attack, transforming his body into King Kong, roaring with ferocity. The Buddha's palm drew closer and closer to the demon. Wukong struggled desperately to resist, bearing the crushing weight, but he was not strong enough against their king. Wukong was defeated. He was cast into another dimension after Tang finally defeated him. Tang removed Duan's ring and bound it to the demon's head, turning the demon into both disciple and servant. After realizing what Tang had done, he said to him, "Now you are ready to travel west and bring the sacred scriptures from India." Tang then set off with the demons he had defeated, those whose evil had been turned into good, now his disciples. The 4 of them began their journey together. And with that, we have reached the end of the episode. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel.